Hi. I'm going to show you how to filter microplastics from things and then see them under the microscope. So you need a funnel, and then I use an 80 micrometer film. This film you can buy in like rolls, which you want to buy it in like big amounts. And this is a piece of PVC pipe, and then this is just a little end, so you can buy these at Home Depot. And this is where you just kind of pop it on this way. There we go. And so this is what's going to filter out the microplastics. So the smaller the micrometers of the holes, the more microplastics you'll get. But I find that this works very well for the classroom, for things we're gonna filter. So once you get that on, I just lift this up and put that in. And so this is ocean water. And so I have the kids filter 500 mils, and it doesn't have to be perfect, of seawater. And you just do this. You gotta have a pan down below to catch the water. And I recommend having it a lot bigger than like the amount that's in the beaker, because sometimes kids forget to dump it out. Okay, and so when you're done, you just take this out, twist, and then place this in a glass petri dish if you have glass. I wouldn't do plastic because obviously we're staining for plastics. Now, the students are going to stain this with Nile red. Nile red is very expensive, but a little tiny bit goes a very long way. But I did notice like that my Nile red that I opened 3 years ago, it lost its glow. Okay, so it kind of got spoiled or whatever. So just plan on buying it probably every 3 years. So now you can just take the Nile red and stain that. I just have them put just enough to cover the film. You don't want it too much. And it is sensitive to the light. That's why I keep it in the aluminum foil. And then you just have the kids have a piece of paper underneath and label it. So this would be ocean water, and they can write their name and their period. And then they have to cover it with some foil. And so usually I have all the kids put theirs down, and I put one big piece of foil over everyone so that you don't have all these little pieces of foil. Then once it's stained, and it has to, I leave it overnight. So the stain will actually dry, so it'll be dry by the time they look at it the next day. Then, oh, I forgot to get one of these out here. Here's one. This one is something else someone did. So you can take the tweezers and see how it's all dry, and then you put it under a digital microscope. Now this digital microscope, every digital microscope is probably a little different, but can you see it on the screen? If you look on the screen, you can see there's debris there. This is actually, I think, pigeon feces. So you can do this with a lot of different things. But what I encourage people to do is turn the light on and then focus on the netting. And then once you focus on the netting, you got to turn the light down, all the way down. And hopefully because we don't want this light. You could even turn it all the way off if you wanted to, but it will make it so the microplastics will glow. Then you want to shine a blue LED light, flashlight. These are pretty cheap. You don't need anything fancy. And on the bottom of the digital microscope, I taped on an orange glass lens. So these cost like maybe 10 bucks. These are like $5. You get them like in a pack, sometimes a little more. And so you're gonna wanna shine this as close as you can, and then you just move this around. And this is an old one. I don't even know if anything will glow anymore because it does lose its, oh, there's, so if you can see right here, that's a microplastic. And I could turn this light off. Oh, I moved it with my, sorry. Well, if you turn the light off, it will, oh, here we go. It'll glow. I did it again. That's okay. If you turn the light off, actually the only thing you see is the microplastics. But a lot of times it's hard to, there's another one. So a little tiny guy right there. And so how you know is when you take the light off, it stops glowing. And then with this, you can actually take pictures as you go across the thing. Now, if you want to do it with sand, you simply get a scoop full of sand. I didn't bring a scooper. And you can make it a certain amount. You know, you can, however you want to do it. And then you make a solution of salt water, and it's 35 grams of salt water to 500 mils. And I heat up the water in the microwave so that the salt actually dissolves in. And I made this for all 5 of my classes, so it makes it easy. And so then you just fill, I have them do 150 milliliter scoop, I think I gotta open this up here, to 500 mils of water. So just for time, we'll just shut that off. And what you do is you stir it. Oh, I didn't bring my stir stick. Well, I'll have to use my pen. So you stir, 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 and the little microplastics will float in the salt water. So I tell them to stir vigorously for around 30 seconds. And then you want to put in a brand new film. And I trim it so that it fits in the round Petri dish, but just for time purposes. But you don't pour the sand, you just pour the water. So it's basically the supernatant. And do the same process all over again. And so anything solid, you can do this with. Seagull poop, goose poop, bird poop is a great one. Lots of microplastics sadly in there. And then of course, you can do it with tap water, bottled water. It's pretty amazing. I did lake water, lake sand, and you'll find microplastics in all of them. Some a little more, some a little less, but okay, that's it.